This mother has not been so fond of her son since the death of her husband. One day the son finds a mysterious book that he gives to his mother to read it to him. What they both do not know is that they have just released a very dangerous spirit and only the son can see it. The spirit will take over the mother's body to complete its goal. Welcome to Worth Recap. This time I show you the summary of the movie The Babadook. The film begins with Amelia dreaming of a traffic accident where she lost her husband. While she is asleep, she hears the voice of her son Samuel, and this wakes her up. Samuel woke her up from a nightmare. Amelia checks in the closet and under the bed to reassure Samuel. She then reads him a story. Samuel comments that if he was facing a monster she would face it. When they go to sleep, Samuel hugs Amelia but she pushes him away. In the morning, Samuel is building something while Amelia is still sleeping. Amelia wakes up after hearing a noise. She goes to check and sees the creation of her son. It gives her a demonstration of what she can do if a monster appears. After Amelia is getting Samuel ready for school and Samuel performs a magic trick on her by making a bouquet appear, she accepts the bouquet and Samuel proceeds to hug her, but Amelia doesn't like that and she pushes him away. Amelia drops Samuel off at school and then goes to her job at the nursing home, where she gets a call from the school about her son's behavior. The school principal tells Amelia that Samuel brought a homemade crossbow to school, so the school authorities want Samuel to have a private tutor to keep him away from the rest of the children. Amelia is annoyed by the decision he tries to make the school and decides to remove Samuel from that school. Later, Amelia takes Samuel to a park to play while she talks with her sister Claire. Samuel, to get Amelia's attention, climbs to the top of a swing from which he falls, so Amelia takes Samuel back home and Samuel cries all the way. At night, after checking that there is nothing in the closet and under the bed, Amelia asks Samuel to choose a book to read to her. Samuel chooses a red one titled Mr. Babadook. The book tells the story of a supernatural monster that no one can get rid of once they discover its existence. After reading for a while, Amelia wants to stop reading, but Samuel insists. However, the more the story progressed, the more chilling it got. This scares Samuel and leaves him crying. Amelia tries to calm him down by reading another story. When Samuel was asleep, Amelia gets up to continue reading Mr. Babadook's story and realizes that the book has empty pages. Then she hides the book so that Samuel doesn't find it. While Amelia was resting in her room, Samuel comes in yelling that the Babadook is in her room. Amelia calms him down by telling him it's just a book. The next morning, Amelia was going to leave Samuel with Claire while she went to work. At work, Robbie chats with Amelia and offers to cover her shift so she can go home with her son. Before going with Samuel, Amelia decides to relax for a while. When she gets in her car and checks her cell phone, she notices that she has many missed calls from Claire. When Amelia arrives with her sister, she berates her for not answering the phone, and tells her that Samuel scared her cousin Ruby with stories about the Babadook. In the car, Amelia tells Samuel that if the Babadook were real, everyone could see it. Samuel tells her that first it will scare her and then she can see it. At home, Samuel is giving a magic show in the basement where his father's things are kept. Amelia gets upset with Samuel for going down there. Samuel also gets angry, saying that he was also her father and not only belonged to her. Samuel goes up to her room and Amelia goes down to the basement to fix the mess Samuel made. There she finds a picture of her with her husband. She takes it and hugs her. When she turns around, she is scared to see a suit hanging on wall. During dinner, Amelia chews on a piece of glass in her soup. She immediately checks Samuel's plate and finds nothing. Amelia suspects that Samuel is responsible, but Samuel tells her that the Babadook did it to scare her. Amelia doesn't believe him and sends Samuel to watch her DVDs while she cleans things up. Later, Amelia sees Samuel leaving her room. When he goes to check what he made of her, he finds her picture and her husband scratched her. Amelia immediately goes to Samuel's room to complain about what she had done, but Samuel ignores her and takes the catapult from her and then leaves the room. Amelia was in the kitchen trying to calm down, but suddenly the light begins to fail. Meanwhile, Samuel was in his room when he sees a figure in the closet. When he approaches to investigate, he screams that alerts Amelia. She goes up to investigate what is happening and finds Samuel hiding under the bed, very scared. When Samuel takes out of his hiding place, he just repeats not to let him in. At that moment, Amelia sees the Babadook's book. in Samuel's room. Amelia takes the book and tears it up and throws it in the trash. She then goes to sleep with Samuel, and in the room the light begins to fail and strange noises are heard. Amelia just ignores what happened and goes to sleep. The next morning they go to Ruby's birthday and Samuel doesn't want to be separated from his mother. Amelia sends him to play and Samuel hides in Ruby's treehouse. Amelia talks with Claire. She tells him that she can't stand being around Samuel and he suspects that Amelia feels the same way. Ruby starts insulting Samuel to get him out of his treehouse. Samuel gets angry and pushes Ruby away. Amelia takes Samuel from the party and in the car Samuel begins to convulse as he asks the Babadook to leave. Amelia takes Samuel to the doctor. The doctor tells him that the attack is due to a high level of anxiety. Amelia convinces a doctor to give her sedatives so that she and Samuel can sleep and rest. At night Amelia gives Samuel the sedative and he falls asleep. She goes to her room and goes to sleep. The next morning Amelia feels better and goes to check on Samuel that he was still sleeping. Amelia goes downstairs to prepare breakfast. At that moment someone knocks on the door. Amelia goes to check and finds no one. She closes the door and walks away when they knock again and finds the Babadook's book completely repaired at her feet. She reads the book but now its content changed. In the book it was described that the monster becomes stronger every time someone denies its existence and sees illustrations of her strangling Samuel. After that, Amelia burns the book. When Amelia enters she receives a phone call and a sinister voice is heard saying the name Babadook. Amelia goes to the police to file a complaint for harassment of her and her son. The police ask for some evidence but Amelia burned the only evidence she had. The police look at her as if she were crazy. Amelia goes home without filing the complaint. In the house, Amelia discovers a hole in the house where many cockroaches came out, so she decides to clean the house. While Amelia is cleaning the house, Prue and Warren, agents from the Community Services Department, go to Amelia's house to inspect Samuel's home life since he didn't attend school. When Prue asks Samuel how he is, he says that he is tired from the drugs his mother gives him. Prue and Warren tell Amelia they'll be back in a week, then leave. At night while Amelia was trying to sleep, she starts hearing strange noises, then the door to the room opens and an unpleasant voice utters Babadook, then a humanoid figure moves over Amelia then jumps over Amelia and enters her body. A panicked Amelia wakes Samuel up and turns on all the lights in the house. Then to avoid sleeping she starts to watch movies on TV, but they start to get weirder and weirder as the Babadook starts to appear in some scenes of the movies. In the morning Amelia goes to her room to rest so Samuel arrives and tells her that he is hungry. Amelia in a bad mood tells her to shut up. Samuel keeps insisting that he is hungry. Amelia gets up and tells him that she can eat shit. Scared Samuel leaves. Amelia immediately goes to apologize to Samuel, but he is still afraid of her. To fix things, Amelia takes Samuel to her favorite restaurant for breakfast. While they return home Amelia sees cockroaches walking on her, and in the rearview mirror she sees the Babadook, and he begins to hit the car, so Amelia loses control and crashes into another car and Amelia flees. At home, Amelia is less and less sane, and she takes her son away from her. At night a noise wakes up Amelia. When she goes to investigate she discovers Samuel with the phone trying to contact her neighbor to be able to spend the night at her house. That bothers Amelia a lot so she takes a knife and cuts the cable of the telephone line. Samuel tells her mother that she already let the Babadook in. Because of this she says that she is not going to let anyone in and closes all the doors and windows. She then forces Samuel to take the sedative. Samuel pretends to. Then Amelia starts to watch television when she next to her sees Samuel's stabbed body. She freaks out and then hears her son's voice when she comes to. She notices that she had a knife in her hand. Amelia gives Samuel ice cream so he can forgive her for what she did. On television there is a news about a mother who killed her son. While she sees the news in a window where the crime was committed, Amelia sees a person just like her smiling. At that moment the light goes out and Amelia sees Samuel going to her basement. She follows him and meets her dead husband, who promises to return to her only if he brings the child. Amelia instantly runs out of the basement scared. Then Amelia sees the Babadook approaching her. Amelia flees to her room but the Babadook finds her. Amelia tries to run away while the Babadook approaches her making repulsive sounds and then possesses her. Amelia was watching TV when her dog barks at her and she starts chasing him when she catches him. Amelia breaks the dog's neck, then chases her son who locks himself in the room. Amelia tries to force her entry by kicking down the door. When she succeeds she sees Samuel, and she levitates closer, starting to insult him. Samuel throws some firecrackers at her and leaves the room. She chases after him but Samuel attacks her with the weapons he had created. Then she runs away again. Amelia finds Samuel and starts talking about meeting her father as she put her hands around Samuel's neck. He stabs her in the leg and takes her to the basement where he traps her and trips her up. Leaves unconscious. Samuel holds Amelia with some ropes and tries to make her expel the Babadook. Amelia manages to free herself from one of the ropes and when Samuel approaches her she begins to strangle him. Despite this, Samuel caresses his mother, so Amelia releases him and begins to cough and vomit a black substance. Then they leave the basement. Then an invisible force takes Samuel away and pushes him against the bedroom walls. Amelia confronts the Babadook and shows him her husband's death scene. Angrily Amelia confronts him and threatens him so that he does not harm her son, before which the monster collapses and his spirit retreats to the basement. A short time later, Amelia and Samuel are collecting worms in the backyard. Amelia enters the basement with a container with worms for the Babadook to feed on her. Hers tries to attack her but Amelia calms him down and the Babadook leaves her alone. After the experience, Amelia accepts and better understands the attitudes of her son, who is finally very similar to his deceased father. Thanks for watching this video. Subscribe to see more videos like this. If you want to see more, I recommend you watch this video.